if you look behind me, you can see what we learned yesterday, or the topic that we talked about. What did we talk about yesterday? Ryan?
The Earth.
The Earth.
And I have a question that has, there is 72% of the Earth is water.
Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. Well, that leads up to my next question. There are 3 things that the Earth is made up of. Can anyone answer what 3 things the Earth is made up of? Russell?
Air, water, and land.
Yes, air, water, and land. The air is like these clouds that we see. The water is the blue, and the land is the green and brown. Now, Ryan just mentioned we weren't sure. We knew, we learned in the read aloud that the Earth is mostly made up of water, but we didn't know how much. Well, Ryan looked it up, and he said that 72% of the Earth is made up of water. Very interesting. I think that's super cool. Okay, so the title for today's read aloud is garbage. What do you think garbage has to do with taking care of the Earth? What does garbage have to do with taking care of the Earth? Estelle?
Wait, what do you mean garbage? The garbage is supposed to take care of the Earth?
Yeah, let's call in a different friend. Smriti. What does garbage have to do with taking care of the Earth?
Oh, when you take care of the Earth, you have to make sure that you don't leave any garbage there.
So you think garbage could be harmful or hurtful to the Earth?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Take a look here. What happens to this garbage or trash once it leaves my trash can? Where does it go? Where does the garbage or trash go once it leaves my trash can? Adeline?
It goes to a place that it destroys all trash.
A place that destroys trash. Okay. Does anyone else have any ideas about where the garbage goes from my trash can once it's taken? Are we?
If it's near a yard and you're near the grass, it might go inside the grass. If there's a downhill, it might go on the downhill and stop and goes uphill.
Okay. Smriti, where do you think the garbage goes?
I think it goes into a garbage truck. I think it goes into the garbage truck after we put it in a big garbage can outside, and then garbage truck will take the trash and try destroying it.
Okay.
Or recycle it.
Okay. So I'm hearing friends say that it goes to the garbage truck, we know that, and somehow the garbage truck destroys the trash. I want us to pay attention to the read aloud to see what really happens to the garbage.
Miss Kate?
Nope. Mute our microphone. Today we're going to learn about what happens to garbage after we throw it in the trash. Listen carefully to find out more about today's main topic, garbage. Now, in our read aloud, we're going to see... What?
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. We're going to see this word, decompose. Look at this picture, decompose. What does that mean? Decompose. Nicole?
Maybe that's mean down the soil?
Correct. Decompose means to break things down. Here, I have, you can see eggshells and leaves and potatoes, and they decompose and break down into soil. I went outside and I got some soil to show you. You can see some roots in this soil that have decomposed and broken down. That's what decompose means, or decomposition, to break down into dirt, to decompose. Another word you're going to hear in this story is this word, hazardous. Hazardous. Often you see it with this symbol. What does hazardous mean? Does anyone know? Ryan?
It means that it's poison or dangerous or can kill people or anything.
It's very harmful. Yes, it means something that is harmful or could hurt you. These are all hazardous materials that are harmful or could hurt you. Oftentimes, hazardous materials have this symbol on the bottle so that you know to be very careful. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to our read aloud. Now remember, there's a narrator to this story. Does anyone remember the name of the narrator of our stories? Are we?
Earth or
Good old Earth, right?
good on Earth.
Good old Earth is the narrator to our story. So let's listen carefully. Hi, good old Earth here again. I thought I'd start by showing you a different view of me. This is what I look like from the moon. Pretty amazing, huh? I look really small from way up there. It's hard to believe that all of you people, along with your cities, farms, schools, stores, cars, and houses, fit on Earth. But you really do. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something very important. Garbage. That's right, stinky, ugly garbage. Some people also call it trash, waste, junk, or rubbish. Whatever you call it, it's all the same. Stuff you've used and don't need anymore. Trash is probably not something you think about a lot, but you deal with it every day. And so do I. There's an awful lot of trash on me, and not to make you feel bad or anything, all of that trash comes from you. Imagine that you go to a birthday party and they give you some cake and ice cream. And let's say they serve it on a little paper plate. And they give you a paper napkin and a plastic spoon to eat with. You gobble up all the food, and then what do you do with the paper napkin, paper plate, and plastic spoon? Jonyan?
Throw them away.
You throw them away. You don't push them under the sofa and forget about them. You don't open a window and throw them in the backyard. No, you throw it away in this, a trash can. A trash can is something called a garbage can or a waste basket. Whatever you call it, it's the place where you throw away your trash. What's this man doing in the picture? What's he doing? Russell?
He's taking out the garbage.
You're right. He's taking out the trash. I'm guessing this trash can is in his kitchen. Where do you have trash cans in your house? Tell me some places. Adeline?
I have some in my bathroom.
Okay, your bathroom, your kitchen. Jonian?
In my bathroom, and in my mom and dad's bedroom, and at the kitchen.
Very good. Some people have one in every room. Lots of people keep one in the bathroom. Is there one in your classroom if you were here at school, or the cafeteria? Yeah. Which one would be bigger? A classroom trash can or a cafeteria trash can? Smriti?
Cafeteria, and I also have two questions.
Okay.
I mean, one question. Actually, I think we would put the trash in I actually think that the garbage people will I also think they would recycle it or
We're going to talk about it, so hold that thought.
use it for something.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. But yes, the trash can in the cafeteria.
And I have another question.
Well, hold it till the end, okay?
Okay.
The cafeteria trash can is bigger. So why is this man taking out the trash? Because the trash is full. But then, what does he do with it?
But you don't answer, okay?
Here, I'm going to mute the
Put
microphone.
it in a special thing, you know.
Okay. So after he takes this trash out, he'll probably take it outside to a bigger trash can, or maybe a dumpster. A dumpster is a large container that may be next to large buildings. I have a dumpster at my school. Some apartments have dumpsters outside the buildings or offices. Once people have thrown their trash bags into a dumpster or an outdoor trash can, they might think, out of sight, out of mind. This means they stop thinking about the trash because they can't see it anymore. But I don't stop thinking about it, and I hope you won't either. About once a week, a garbage collector comes along in a big garbage truck to pick up trash cans or a dumpster, or dump its contents into the back of the truck. And what do they do once your trash is in the truck? Do they park the truck on the edge of town and leave it there? Do they launch the truck into outer space? Do they call up a magician and ask him to make the trash disappear? No. In many places, they take the truck to the nearest landfill. Some people call the landfill a dump because that's what you do. You dump your trash there. However, I, good old Earth, prefer to call it a landfill to remind people that all they're doing is burying their trash inside me. A landfill is a place where all the garbage is dumped. Here's a picture of a landfill. Once the piles of trash in the landfill are big enough, bulldozers like this one move in and push dirt on top of the trash. Why bury the trash? Why do you think they bury it? Carolyn?
Because if they don't bury it, there will be stinky air, and the people
Okay, so you think that trash might go into the air and be smelly and awful? That's a good point. Well, they bury it because it goes back to that idea of out of sight, out of mind. If the trash is underground, we don't have to look at it or think about it or smell it. Your town or neighborhood is a much safer, healthier place to live in because all that garbage is buried underground away from where you people live and play. Trust me though, just because garbage is buried doesn't mean it's gone. At least not for a long, long time. After it's buried, some of the garbage starts to rot or decompose. Remember when I talked about decompose and I showed you the soil? Some things will decompose and break down into dirt and become smaller and smaller and become part of the soil. Trash that was food usually decomposes quickly. The paper plate from the birthday party will decompose too, but it will take it longer than food. It may take several years for a paper plate to decompose. What about the plastic spoon? Unfortunately, plastic doesn't rot like food and paper. So that spoon may lay around for hundreds or even thousands of years before it ever breaks down and becomes a part of the earth. That's not good. Every landfill gets filled up eventually, and new landfills are needed so people can dump their trash. This picture shows an old landfill that has been closed. Most of the garbage is buried and slowly decomposing underground. Why do you think more garbage can't be dumped in this landfill? Why can't we dump more garbage here? Anya?
Because if we do, because there's a lot of trash already there, and then it'll be like a flood of trash.
Right, we wouldn't be able to bury it all. As you can see, plants can start growing on the land again.
I also know what happened to the garbage.
Well, wait till the end and we'll see if you're right.
But I haven't even told you.
I know. Let's wait though and see. Plants can start to grow on the land again, and some animals may even move back and make their homes there. But landfills can be dangerous. So much garbage underground means that there could be hazardous gases and chemicals in the area. Remember, we said hazardous means dangerous. Gases are in the air and we can't see them, and they can be harmful to our body. The bad gases and chemicals go back into the soil and air and can even get into our water supply that we drink. This hurts the living things that live on Earth, that breathe the air and drink the water. Using this land again costs a lot of money and requires a lot of hard work and time. In most cases, land like this will remain a dangerous place for many, many years to come. The garbage you drop into that trash can today is out of sight, but it should never be out of mind. Because the garbage goes where? Back into the earth, which can make it hazardous to us. All right, Smriti, tell me your prediction again about what you think will happen to the garbage.
I think that my question was that the garbage can also go into a special container. I forgot what it's called when it's in Peppa Pig, that it goes in a special container with lots of other, like maybe banana peels and like that. And
we're going to talk about that.
Then it helps and makes more soil.
You're exactly right, and I'm going to show that clip in a couple days. what Smriti's talking about is a compost bucket where you make good fresh soil. That's a great thing to do with your trash. But we need to remember that plastic and paper are harder to decompose than food. So there's something we can do to the plastic and the paper that can help our earth. And we're going to learn about that in the next lesson.
I learned that from Peppa Pig.
That's so good. Anya?
I used to watch it a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
So basically, what I was thinking before the whole class was what happened to the trash was some trash goes into the oceans that hurt the animals.
That's right. It can overflow and blow into the ocean, and that's not good for those creatures either.
They could get like they're getting very close to extinct.
Yes. So garbage can be a hurtful thing to the earth. So we have to think about ways we can throw away our garbage that can help our earth. And we're going to learn about that tomorrow. But for right now, let's talk about the read aloud that we just read. What was the main topic of today's read aloud? Nicole?
Trash.
Garbage, trash, waste, rubbish, all of those things. What's your question, Nicole?
Sometimes we can dig the soil and put those trash in and we can just put it always into our thing or in our basement garage or in the trash can.
You don't want to store trash in your home, but tomorrow we'll talk about a way to safely collect the trash.
Well, we can just drive to the garbage store and then we can just drop it and then go back home.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. Okay. Who creates all the trash on Earth? Who creates all this trash? Ryan?
People or us. I don't have machines that made this. I think I don't know what. Glass is made of sand. Glass is made of sand.
Yes. So people create the trash that's on Earth. Very good. Describe what happens to a piece of garbage after you throw it away. Who can tell me the different steps that happens to a piece of garbage once you throw it away in your trash can and put it outside? What happens? Are we?
Are you talking about inside the trash can or it's spilled?
No. What happens once you put your trash can on the curb? What happens next in the trash can? Who comes to get it?
The recycling.
The garbage truck comes to get your trash. And then what does the garbage truck do with the trash once they get it? I'm only calling friends with their hands raised. Janya, what does the garbage truck do with the trash once they collect it?
It can get smaller and smaller and be a part of the dirt.
It takes it to the landfill. Very good. And then once the landfill is full, they bulldoze it and bury it under the ground, where it then becomes smaller and decomposes, comes smaller and smaller and smaller, and becomes part of the earth. But there's some things that have a harder time decomposing. Do you remember what trash has a hard time decomposing? Smriti?
Actually, I have a question.
What's your question?
You said that the earth was made out of land, but what about the dirt?
Glass is made from sand. I don't know about the dirt.
And how can we dig in the dirt if the earth is like a ball in the middle?
You're digging on the surface. That's the top layer of the earth. That's the part that you're able to dig on. So that part we can dig. We're not able to dig deep enough to go to the middle quite yet. Okay, so what I'm asking is, what happens, or what trash is harder to decompose and doesn't decompose very well? Do you remember? Ryan. Oh, did you want to answer it, Smriti? You can answer it. Go ahead and answer.
The plastic spoon.
Plastic can take hundreds, even thousands of years to decompose. That's not good. Food decomposes very quickly. It only takes a few weeks. However, plastic and paper take much longer to decompose. Why are landfills hazardous? Why are landfills hazardous to people and living animals, living things? Why are landfills hazardous? Estelle?
Because they have gas that is harmful for you.
So the plastic and the paper and other things that you throw away may have hazardous gases. And when that is buried into the earth, it can get into our water supply. So the water that you drink could have harmful, hazardous gases from the garbage, which could hurt us. This brings me to this question. What can you do to create less garbage? What can we do to create less garbage? What's something I could do to create less garbage? Think back to that birthday party. Remember, we said at the birthday party, you were given a paper plate, a plastic spoon, and a paper napkin. What's something I can do to get rid of that garbage but still enjoy my birthday cake at the birthday party? Russell?
I think the recycling truck will take it to somewhere. Then I think they will make the napkin and things go and makes the napkins and the old napkins and spoons they can use it again, so he uses so that the garbage.
That's true. You can recycle it, but what if you used a reusable plate and a reusable fork? Like a glass plate or a plastic plate that you could wash and reuse again instead of throwing away. Or maybe some silverware that you could wash and reuse again. And a cup that you can reuse again. Anything we can reuse or use over and over again and wash and use it again is good for our environment. At my house, I stopped putting my lunch in a plastic baggie. I started putting my lunch, I bring it in a lunchbox, and I put it in a container that I can wash again instead of a plastic baggie that I just throw away. That's one thing I'm doing to help create less trash. Very good, friends. You guys did a great job with this lesson this afternoon. Thank you so much for listening to me and working with me. And tomorrow morning, I will see you all again. Did you have a question?